Dear students, in the last class we are studied about the static charges. Regarding the natural phenomenon, some natural phenomenon we can see in our life. They are destructive in nature, like it is lightning, one example, and earthquake. Many are there, but these two natural phenomenon which will cause destruction to the life or property on the earth, we are studying in this chapter. In this regard, to understanding the process of lightning, we have learned first about the static charges. Whenever you rub two objects with each other vigorously, then the objects get charged. Their static charges, that is the charges which themselves cannot move, they will stay there itself on the outer surface of the object when you vigorously rub with the other object. Example, if you comb your hair with the plastic comb, or if you take the plastic refill and rub it with the polythene, or if you take even the balloon, the inflated balloon, and if you rub it with the woolen cloth vigorously, then it's on the surface charged particles are produced. That is, they get charged, they are static charges, because there are one more charge which it can be able to move. That is the dynamic charges which we are using, the electric current which we are using in our day-to-day life to work different electrical appliances. Okay, so we are not talking about that charges which can able to move through the conductor continuously in a circuit. We are talking about the static charges which can be produced by rubbing and which cannot move by itself, which will stay there itself. A small amount of charges will develop. Now here there are two types of charges. One is positive charge and another one is a negative charge. And what is the characteristic or what is the property of this positive charge or negative charge? This like charge, when you bring together closer, they won't come much closer. They will slightly little away. They move away. They repel each other. Or if you bring two negative charges, they also repel each other. On the other hand, if you bring one positive charge and one negative charge, then they will attract. Opposite charges attract, whereas the like charges repel, unlike charges attract. That is the property of the charges. And usually for positive charge, which when you rub the object, which charge they get charged. To know that, usually in the convention, they have considered the glass rod, when it is rubbed with the silk cloth, the charge acquired on the glass rod is considered to be positive. Okay, and the material, when it get charged, if it attracted to this glass rod which is charged, then it is that object is negative charge. Okay, now the property of static charge is this: when you bring this object which is charged near an metallic object, it will transfer its charges to that metal. It will transfer the charges to that metal. You should bring it in contact. Now to measure whether an object is charged or not, we will use an instrument called electroscope. We will use the instrument called electroscope, where at the top of the instrument there is metallic hand is there. You should bring the object which you want to test, touch that at the top of this one metallic part, and through the metallic pole, small wire will be there, stick will be there, pole will be there, and end of that one you have the two leaves, metallic leaves like aluminum foil or other metal foil, and if they will move away, then it means it is charged. the object is charged. And if you want to discharge that electroscope, touch with your hand and through your body, and it reaches the earth, because earth is a large reservoir of any charges. This much we have studied in the last class, right? I hope you have tried some of the experiments, simple experiments like combing the hair and trying to bring it with the near the small pieces of paper, or the refill when it vigorously rubbed with the polythene, and if you bring it near the small pieces, which will show the attraction indicating the production of the static charges. I hope some of the experiment you maybe did at home, right? Now today we will learn the phenomenon called the lightning. What is lightning and how to take the preventive measures to protect ourselves, right? Now you have seen, due to the heat energy of the sun, the from the water bodies, like it may be river, sea, etc., daily gradually water is going on evaporated by the sun's light, right? So that water vapors, when it go up and it cools down and it comes together, and here and there it forms clouds. You can see white clouds or black clouds, etc. In white clouds the water content will be less, it is less denser, where if you see the dark clouds where the water droplets collected will be much more, they are very close. So whatever it is, they are moving in the atmosphere here and there, these clouds. And during time of thunderstorm, when the temperature is very high and above the in the atmosphere you have much cloud formation taken place, at that time here and there we can see the thunderstorms, which is very good procedure or good condition for the formation of thunderstorm takes place. At that place the water droplets are, due to their weight density, due to gravity, they are try to come down slightly, whereas the air molecules, the air current will move up. You have learned in the smaller classes, 7th standard, the formation of the thunderstorm, etc. What is the things occur in the atmosphere. So water current, the water droplets moving downwards, whereas the air current is moving upwards. So there will be movement is taking place, air molecules and the water molecules plus air current. So when they are moving in opposite direction or whichever direction they are moving, so when they will come little close, so there will be rubbing takes place, and this rubbing produces charges in the cloud. So we will have the clouds, we will have the clouds here and there, wherever it is cloud will be there everywhere. And when the air, here water droplets when comes down or when it will move here, whereas air current will move up, it will charge the clouds. It will charge the clouds and you will have the positive charges. When it occur, the positive charges will be at the upper edge of the cloud. So you may have a positive charge in one of the clouds, or you may have the negative charges, the lower clouds, the lower edge of the clouds will have develop the negative charges, or sometimes the same this one, here all positive charges, or down also you may, it may form like this way. Whatever it is, if it is lower level, these clouds, they will develop negative charges, and whatever it is, upper edge. So in the cloud, the upper region will develop positive charge and lower region develop negative charge. Here the cloud is at the upper region, it is developed positive static charge, whereas the cloud in the below region develop the negative charge. Now as they are moving, and they may come close. The gap between these clouds may be less, and at that time, and here the charges which go on accumulating in these clouds becoming larger and larger. Okay, so much charge will be there and the clouds may become very close. The gap between these two become very less. At that time, the air, which is bad conductor of these charges, usually the air also cannot stop the flow. The flow of charges take place from one cloud to another cloud, positive to negative, or even sometimes on the ground it may be have some charges. Here we have the charges. It may be tree here, it may be tree here, it may be some buildings here, whatever, it may develop some charges here. So there is possibility the from the cloud it will pass the charges to the objects which are much taller or which are very close to the clouds. They will discharge the charge to this object and from there it go to the ground. So the charge will flow. Now when that occur, you can see the strikes of a light. You can see the strikes of light hitting to the ground. Understood? And we will call it as lightning. See, in your house, when there is a loose plug is there, whenever you want to switch on or off it, when you touch the switch to on and off, sometimes you can see the spark. Or sometimes outside the transmission line wires, if they are very loose and hanging, sometimes sparks are produced at the transformer at some places. It is possible. So this is almost, you can have the idea, when the charges will flow, it will produce sparks. Right now here in the cloud there is large amount of charge depositing taking place whenever, and when they will pass this, they cannot bear these charges. Even though air is bad conductor of these charges, the air cannot prevent this discharge of the charges, the flow of charges from one object to another object. At that time when they flow, they produce high sound, light, etc. And we can see the light as streak of light from the clouds. You can see the line of light during night time when the thunderstorm occurs, lightning occurs, and along the same time we can hear the loud huge sound that is also produced because it is high charge accumulation is discharging takes place. And the light which we see, we call it as lightning, and after few seconds later we can hear the sound which we call it as thunder. Even though they produced at simultaneously, we can see the lightning first because speed of light is greater than speed of sound. After few seconds, one second or one or 2 seconds or fraction of seconds later, we can hear the thunder. So that is about the lightning, because these clouds are moving, and when the wind, high wind current or the air current is moving upward, rubbing definitely taking place and charges definitely formed in that one, and usually the positive charge will form on the upper side of the cloud, edge of the cloud, and negative charge will form on the lower side. And whenever they will come close, the clouds from one cloud to another cloud or from cloud to the earth, the discharge takes place or the lightning struck at that place, it will give out its charges to the other substance and sound is also produced. Air cannot prevent that flow. Okay, so that is about the story of lightning. Now when it strike a particular place, it will cause the destruction. If it the lightning strike on the human being, it is fatal. Even the death may takes place. Or if it is not human being, if it is object, even the green trees, if lightning occurs, heavy lightning occurs and struck to that tree, it may catch fire. So it is high voltage current actually. When it flows, that charges will flow, it is like high current it is. Okay, high voltage it is. Very dangerous. So how to take the protective measure? Don't go open place. When during lightning time, don't go to the outside. Come to the building, inside the building or inside the house. Don't stand or walk on the open area. Then don't go in open vehicles, because vehicles are made up of metals. If you are traveling in a bike or tractor, open car, etc., possibility it may strike on that one. Okay, so you should not go. The closed wind in a car, etc., it is closed wind, then no problem. Inside the vehicle only you stay there. Okay, then don't do the phone call, etc., and don't stand below the tree during because it may rain there, and through the tree the charges can flow. So below the tree, don't take the shelter below the tree, and don't go to the elevated place, because if you go to much elevated place like climbing and mountain or etc., to take to rescue from this one, the cloud may be very close to you and it may strike on you, right? Or don't stand below the pole also, under the pole, electric pole or other pole, because it is at the great height, that place, because when the cloud is moving, it is searching to discharge its high accumulated charges. So which object comes very close to that, it will transmit its charges. So the trees which are great height, the poles, etc., you should not take the shelter at that one, and you should come inside. Okay, inside the house, if you are there, what are the measures you have to take? First and foremost is, all the plugs, whatever electrical appliance is there, you unplug it, take the plug. Okay, so that you can protect the electric devices. And if electric telephone cord telephone is there, don't do the call, because through that cord also the current, the charges may flow. So if you want to do the call, use mobile phone. Okay, and during time of thunderstorm or lightning, don't do the call also, because to that also it may come and strike. Okay, then don't take bath at that time, don't take bath. Then don't sleep on the ground also during lightning, don't sleep on the ground, because whenever the charge will discharging takes place, easily it may conduct through the earth, so it may pass through your body when the lightning strikes at that place. Instead, you squat on the ground, you squat at that place and the ground, fold your hands and sit as small as possible, like you can, it is there in the textbook, you can see this diagram in this position. So head down, fold your hands and squat on the ground, so that your size becomes small, so that the possibility of striking at that place will be reduced. It will search always the objects which are at greater height, that will first strike the that at that particular object, the striking of lightning takes place, lightning strike takes place. Okay, and usually while constructing the buildings, multi-storage building, what they will do is, they will use a protective device called a lightning conductor. So building will be much floors it has, so its height may be much more, so possibility of striking will be more, so it will have much whatever it is, building will be there. So what they will do is, they will while construction of such buildings, here there they will use one long metallic pole. They will insert a long metal, insert means while constructing of the building itself, they will attach a long metallic pole here, and it will go under the ground. It will go under the ground, and under the ground one copper plate will be there. They will dig the earth, and that metallic pole is in contact with the copper plate. Okay, so you know metals are good conductors of electric charges, and here spikes will be there like this way, and if any cloud comes with the charges here or whatever charges it may here, so when the lightning strike here, so instead of going to the building first, it will transmit through this metallic pole here, and it reaches the ground, so you are safe. Okay, it is called lightning conductor. This device is called a lightning conductor. So by using this lightning conductor, we can protect the destruction of the lightning strike of the building, and people also protected. So this is one of the measure we can take to protect from this one. So during lightning, you should be take rest at home. Don't move open area. In the open field also risk is there. Okay, whatever it is, go and take the shelter inside the house. And inside the house also, don't sit on the metallic materials, etc. Sit on the wooden or take shelter, or sit at the dry wood furniture, etc. And don't lay down also. Don't take bath. After striking that lightning, thunder hearing, everything stops, then only you can proceed outside, whatever work you have. So that is the thing, you can protect yourself from the lightning. That is one natural phenomenon we can have in our life, or life during rainy season or other seasons. Now the next one is about earthquake. Earthquake here is a tremendous shake of the earth, trembling of the earth, earthquake. It is the tremor or the shaking of the earth takes place within few fraction of seconds. It won't last much. With few seconds it stops, and smaller tremor may come later, but the first main one, which is the huge one, comes and lasts within few seconds, but within that time it will cause much destruction. You can hear here and there the news, or saw the picture, the destruction caused by the earthquake, where the buildings will fall, the electric poles will be fall, and everything, it will be destroyed. The breaks can be seen, the roads will be, huge cracks developed on the road, the bridges will collapse, the buildings will collapse, the trees will fall. So it will cause huge destruction where the earthquake occur. Almost much area you can see the destruction, and if the people are there going on the road or inside the building, their life is also come under danger. So usually earthquakes will do much large destruction if its value is much more. Sometimes we cannot feel the tremor of the earth. It is go on occurring. The earth will shake due to the disturbance inside the earth. Earth crust is there, no? The outermost layer of the earth, there will be always disturbance. The vibration or the shaking takes place, which is minute. We cannot experience, or we cannot see, or we cannot feel it. But if it is severe one, then only we can feel that, or we can see the destruction. If it is very light, means which won't cause much damage, if the utensils will be there, they will change their position, or if water will be there in it, you can see the movement, that vibrations, it can bring the movement. But what about if it occurs in the ocean, under the ground of the seabed or the ocean bed, where their place earthquake occurs? Above that place, water will be there, huge collection of water, right, in the ocean. And when this water get disturbed, huge waves it may create, and the tsunami you have heard tsunami, right? That may comes to exist, which will make the very much danger. You have seen tsunami occurred few years back in some places. Mainly it will distract the Indian Ocean, right? And especially the coastal people, where the water level will comes much more, it will cause much destruction. You have heard the tsunami? Do you know, children, tsunami? It is a huge wave. Without our knowledge, it come and struck, where the earthquake occurs under the ocean, where the shaking of the water, without our knowledge, it won't shake like this way. If you take the water in the glass or the container and shake it, that we can observe, right? But here, when the ocean, the water of the ocean shaking takes place, here you can see before tsunami, the water will move backside for several kilometers back, and people are eager to see, and they will group there, they go to the seabed or ocean bed to see this strange phenomenon. Then without, after few time later the same water which is went backside, it will start forming the big wave. It is moving forward and forward, then it reaches the land area also, forming a huge wave and causing much destruction. Everything will float in that huge big flood will form, etc. And if the electric poles etc will be there, that fire may takes place, short circuit whatever taking place, it may cause firing also. It will catch fire also some places. So these are the destruction caused by the earthquake. Now, why the tremor or the shaking of the earth takes place? Actually, earth is made up of huge plates. The earth crust, the outer surface of the earth is made up of huge plates, tectonic plates it is. And these plates, when they will come in collide with each other, or when they are in movement, and when they come and when they move, rub with each other, there will be no much harm. But when they will have one plate will move below the other plate, then the earthquake will be much large, and destruction is also much large. And during earthquake, what are the steps we have to take, or how it forms etc in detail, we'll go through it in the next class. You go through the your at class, children, and see the places where earthquake frequently occurs. In some places you have seen, so go through the books and read where the destruction, see the pictures where the earthquake occur, how much people death of the people took place, which destruction it caused. So see it from the books or papers and get more information about it. Much detail regarding the earthquake we will learn in the next class. Okay, thank you.